This is one of the really good hardy trees. It's not a native tree, but we always like to point out ginkgo trees just because it's a very unusual tree. Look at the leaf on that. How many trees can you think of that have leaves like that? This tree is found in fossils dating back millions of years. So this tree has survived multiple ice ages and all sorts of things. It's called a ginkgo, Ginkgo biloba. Very, very interesting plant. It is used, it's become very well known because Ginkgo biloba is known to help memory, and they do all sorts of things with it. In the Orient, a lot of people actually use the fruit that's produced on this as a nut, and they eat it. Around here in the States, you try not to get a tree that produces the nuts because it's very, very stinky and smelly. And those are just the female trees that produce the fruit. But in the fall, you'll get this fruit that falls down on the ground, and it's like this gelatinous goo that covers the ground. And it smells really, really bad as the flesh that surrounds the nut starts to rot away. So you do not want to plant a female ginkgo tree unless you like kind of stinky, smelly sidewalks. But you don't know if you buy a young tree if it's going to be a male or a female. They don't flower or fruit until they're about 20 to 25 years old. So the only way to know what you're getting for a ginkgo is to buy a named variety. The named varieties are the males. So you want to look for one that actually says Ginkgo biloba and then something else like Princeton Century or Autumn Gold, because those are male selections. They're guaranteed not to fruit. If you just go buy one that's called Ginkgo biloba, in 15, 20 years you might start getting some smelly fruit, and then by then you don't really want to cut them down because they're pretty nice trees. This one's probably about fruiting age, I would say. It's probably 15 to 20 years old, I would guess. They're not a really fast-growing tree, but they're a very, very long-lived tree, very durable and tolerant of drought and tough conditions. One of the nicest things about them is in the fall, they'll turn a beautiful, beautiful golden yellow. And one day you'll be looking at them, and then the next day all the leaves drop within about a 24-hour period, and it just makes a blanket of gold. So it's a really awesome tree in the fall, and here comes the storm. But it is a wonderful tree if you have a large area, because these trees can get about 75 feet tall and live to be a couple hundred years old. There's some large ones in the cemetery. You might see some other ones